We have already learned about so many things about computers so far. We know what are the different parts of computer. Yes, you know it. Can you tell me quickly? First, yes, there is a keyboard with a computer. What else? There is a monitor. Screen. Oh, yes, yes. Monitor and screen are the same things. And then computer has a CPU. Very good. Oh, I could hear you said UPS. Yes, you are right. And yes, small mouse is there. So there are certain input units, and you have learned so far about keyboard as one of the special input unit. So what do you do with the keyboard, children? You type the keys and your instructions reaches to the computer. Yes. And so that's the reason we say keyboard is the input device. Okay. Now taking our journey ahead, we are going to learn about mouse today. So, you know, children, whenever you click a mouse, it does some work on the screen. Mouse is basically used as one of the pointing device which you use to send your instructions to the computer. So we say that computer mouse is a part of computer which is the input device. Input device means like keyboard, mouse also helps you to give the instructions, to give the commands to the computer. Right? Great. And when we move the mouse, the arrow moves. This is the arrow which you could see on the screen. So basically you are moving the mouse on the mouse pad, and you could feel that the mouse is helping the pointer. This pointer just moves on the screen here and there. Yes? And so we move the mouse basically to point certain things that we need to open the file, that you need to select. So first thing is, when you work on the computer and you need to reach to any particular icon on the screen, you have to move the mouse and the pointer reaches to that location. Nod your head. Understanding it? Great. So we also call the mouse as pointing device. What do you call it? Pointing device. So it is one of the input device which works as a pointing tool. So we also call it a pointing device. Okay? And you know, mouse has a wire which looks like a tail of it, and that wire is attached to the computer. Like your mouse has small tail, in the same way it is very similar to your real mouse, but it doesn't bite you, it doesn't run around your house. Okay, good. And now you know, these days we even have a mouse without wire. They are called wireless mouse, so they don't have tails with them, right? Now children, this is your mouse. Look it very carefully, and I am going to tell you different parts of the mouse. So before telling you the parts of the mouse, we are going to discuss what are the uses of using a mouse. Okay, first thing very important is, whenever you want to drag any item, any file, any folder, any icon on the screen from one place to another, and you need to drop it to another place, we use mouse for it. So we say mouse is used for dragging and dropping the items on the screen. Got it? Then we also use mouse for selecting any. We just take the pointer on any of the folder, file, icon and click it. So it gets selected, right? So this is another use of the mouse. We use mouse to select any object on the monitor. And then we use mouse to draw and color pictures that you'll be learning in later classes. Then you will be dragging, making different shapes, then coloring it. Everything will be done by just the click of button in the mouse. Okay? And then we also play games using mouse. Okay? Have you ever tried it? So why not today? We are going to see how we use the mouse. So the mouse has basically 4 parts, children. And I'll just show you. This is the mouse. It has left button. This is the left button. And on the right side, when you put your hand over it, so this is the left side of your hand. This is the right side. So we call it the left button and this is the right button. And in between the left and right button, there is a wheel. We call it a scroll wheel. What do you call it? Scroll wheel, right? And a small tail attached to it, which goes and make it connected with the computer, right? So come on, quickly revise. The 4 parts of the mouse are: number 1, that is left button. Then number 2, we have right button. We have a small tail of a mouse and there exists a scroll wheel on it. Got it? Let's move ahead now and see here. We will be using another important thing that is attached to the mouse, and that's called mouse pad. So whenever you start using a mouse, make sure that mouse is placed on the mouse pad. That makes your working more smooth and quick, right? So we say that the computer mouse always sits on a special seat, and that seat is called, what do you call that seat? Yes, we call it a mouse pad. Now your time, you just look at the image and you have already understood what are these parts of the computer. You are going to write them. Tell me, what is it? This is, what is this? Tail. Yes, this is the tail of the mouse. And what is this at the center? We say this is a tail and this is a, what do you call it? Scroll wheel. Say with me, scroll wheel. R-O-double-L, scroll, and then we say W-H-E-E-L, scroll wheel. And here we have 2 buttons. This is left button and another one is the right button. Okay? This is right button of the mouse. So I believe the concept is clear. Okay. Now we are going to talk about different types of mouse. So first type of mouse that we have is a mechanical mouse. So this is a mechanical mouse, children, and when you look at the back side of this mouse, you will find there exists a rubber ball inside it, and this ball is covered with a small lid cover. Okay, so we say it has a rubber ball in its underside, and you know this ball actually helps the pointer to move on the screen. Okay, so the role of the ball is that the moment the ball moves, when you scroll your mouse, it is going to help the movement of the pointer on the screen. So we call it a mechanical mouse. Then second type of mouse we have is, we call it optical mouse. So you know what happens? This optical mouse uses a light source instead of a ball. So normally a modified version of the old mouse that was mechanical mouse and that came into existence, and the mechanical mouse was replaced by the optical mouse. So here you have the light source which actually helps for the movement of the pointer instead of the ball which was existing earlier. And there is a laser mouse. It is one of its type. Okay. Now we come to third type of mouse which is called wireless mouse. So wireless mouse means it doesn't have tail. That means you are not going to connect your mouse with the computer now. It is connected without wire. Okay. So as the name is suggesting you that it does not have a wire. So it can move freely to any place and it gets connected with the computer without attaching any wire to it. Okay. And then we have another mouse which you could see, it looks like a pen and we call it G-stick mouse. So G-stick mouse is a pen shaped and it is a wireless mouse and it is just of a size of a pocket. We can carry it anywhere along with us and it works with a personal computer and Mac computers as well. So every time a modified version of your mouse are coming in the market, let's see what next comes for your convenience. Yes, and then how to hold the mouse, how we work on the mouse. That's another very important aspect we are going to learn today. So first thing is placing and holding the mouse. So children, always remember that we should place the mouse properly on the mouse pad. That's the first requirement. And then we have a buttons and the tail should always point towards the computer of the mouse. So whenever you put your hand on the mouse, make sure it is placed like this. So that on the left side, you could move your forefinger and then on the right side, you can move your middle finger. And your entire handling of the mouse is done like this. Okay. And now I'm going to tell you different actions which you operate. So this is how you put your hand on the mouse and here we click on this left button. This is for the movement of the right button and this middle finger help you to scroll the wheel over the mouse. Okay. Now how to use the mouse? What are the different actions we actually do on the mouse in order to get the work done? So first very important click is single click. So single click is, you press the button quickly and release it. So you are clicking like here I am showing you. You are clicking the left button and you just release it. That's called the single click. Now when you click a left button of the mouse, that means you are going to select any particular item where the mouse pointer is pointing on the screen. So when you take the pointer on that particular icon folder and it is having a pointer there and you click on the left button, remember left button is click for selection. What is it? Selection of a file, folder or any icon. Got it? Then we have a right button. This is your right button. When you click on this right area, so you could see this green color. So we click on the right button to open some menu of commands that we can select by clicking on the left button. Okay, and then we talk about double left click. So you have learned how to click single left click. Now we come on double click of the left button. So double click means just clicking the forefinger 2 times quickly. So if we press the left button twice, it's going to open the item on the monitor. That means on whatever folder you put it, on whatever file you put it, and you double click on left button, that particular file is going to open, right? Now, very important feature of your mouse is drag and drop. So, what is the meaning of drag and drop? My first question to you. Dragging means pulling and drop is placing it somewhere. So any object, any file, any folder, again any icon you see on the screen, and it can be any image as well if you have selected it. It can be any part of the document if you have selected it. So first thing is you have to select and drag and drop it to the new place. It's going to change its location from one place to another. Like you are just dragging and dropping it here. Okay, so drag and drop means moving of the items on the monitor from one place to another. And children, we can drag and drop by pressing the left button and moving the mouse while keeping the mouse pressed. So just press the mouse left button, keep dragging and release it once you have reached the position where you actually want to take your document. You actually want to take your icon, file, folder, anything that you are in fact dragging. Okay. Now, what is the role of scroll wheel? You know what a scroll wheel? I told you. The wheel at the center of the mouse, that's called a scroll wheel. Every time when you use a scroll wheel, we move the page up or down. So you have a big document, say 10 pages, 20 pages, 100 pages, long document is there. And you want to see the upper part of the document, you have to scroll up. So just scroll the wheel up. You want to go down, you scroll the wheel down, the document will start scrolling down. Interesting now? So why don't you try it quickly? Yes, and you'll have a lot of fun. Now, important part is when you work on laptops, it has a touchpad which actually works very similar to your mouse. So, in laptops, this mouse is replaced with touchpad. What is it? Say with me, touchpad. Yes. So, what is touchpad actually? Touchpad is a touch sensitive surface. It looks like this and it is near your keyboard of the laptop, and it works like a mouse. And you know children, it senses the movements and the tapping of the fingers. So you have to put your hand over here and your just finger movements, they are so sensitive. Your finger movements help your mouse to move on the screen of your laptop. So interesting and really amazing to work with such a beautiful technology. And I hope you have enjoyed the learning of how to use the mouse. So now your turn children, and we are going to do these fill-ups. So what is mouse? Mouse is also called a, what do you call it? Pointing device. Yes, great. So we say it is a pointing device. And the mouse is connected to the computer using a, what did you say? Oh yes, it's wire. Good. We attach the computer with wire and the mouse is connected to the computer. And dash is used to move the pages up and down. You want to move the pages of your screen up and down using the mouse. What are you going to click? You are going to press. Just scroll wheel. You are going to press scroll wheel. So we write here scroll wheel. Okay. And the last one is a computer mouse sits on a special seat. You remember, what do you call that seat of the mouse? That is called mouse pad. Wonderful. So this is mouse pad. Great learning. And now is your time to tell me which of these statements are true and which of them are false. So are you ready? Come on, we begin. Mouse is used for typing. Children, do we type with the help of mouse? Anyone who types with the help of mouse? No, no, no. It is only a pointing device. So the statement is absolutely false. And we can draw pictures with mouse. Yes, children, we can draw any type of image by clicking, by dragging. So circle, square, rectangle, what not. Different shapes could be drawn by just movement of the mouse. So this is true. Let's read the next statement. We cannot click on right button of the mouse. Can you click on the right button of the mouse? Nodding your head. Yes, I know. We can click on the right button. That is true. And a touch sensitive surface is called the touchpad of the laptop. Is it true? Yes. So we call it touchpad and it is again a true statement. So come, we have a matching. Let's see how much have you learned. What is this? This is a mouse, right? And what is this, children? What do you call this arrow? This is a mouse pointer. Beautifully answered. I'm very happy that you have learned so far. And could you recognize what is this? This is mouse pad. And lovely, you have answered it so quickly. It is a touchpad. Wonderful. Clap for yourself. Great. Now, before we say goodbye, let's quickly recall what amazing things you have learned today about mouse. So children, always remember mouse is an input device and we also call it a pointing device which is used to point and select certain items on the screen. And then the arrow on the monitor screen which comes and moves with the mouse is called a pointer. Okay? And then very important thing is touchpad. So touchpad is a touch sensitive surface of the laptop. Yes, which works like a mouse. So every time when you have a mouse, it is attached to a computer, and when you have a touchpad, it is always the part of the laptop. Very good. That shows you have really enjoyed the lesson and learned everything related to mouse. So goodbye for now. Happy learning. See you in the next class.